Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Good morning. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Dr. Chauskas. Today's the 19th of June 2018, so welcome everyone. So we're in this session, we're going to have a look at the markets, what's happening with them right now, what happened with them yesterday, and of course what levels to watch out for later on. So before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, a very quick reminder of our JFD Brokers website here, and specifically the JFD Research webpage, which you can go in and check us out here. And you can have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis. We throw out different trading shoutouts, and of course our daily analysis every morning that we release. So yeah, feel free to check us out here, and I think you can find something useful for yourself. But for now, let's have a look at the market. So the first one I want to touch on is the Nikkei. Now, an interesting development here. You probably are aware of all the trade wars happening again between US and China. So both of them are coming back and forth with new tariffs. And this is getting an effect here on the market. So we can see Nikkei finally breaking this upwards moving trend line here that was running since end of March this year. So certainly, of course, now this is the key point that we were watching here, the 22,355 approximately there. We can see that the index is trading now below it. Certainly this is more of a bearish indication, and we could see this one sliding further down, and the next area of support could be this 200 EMA, or even slightly below that, the 21,930 mark, which was approximately the lowest point that we had here in May. So for this one, guys, keep a close eye on it. I mean, certainly, like I said, we have broken this upwards moving trend line, and of course this is more of a bearish signal than the bullish one. So I mean, for us to become more bullish on this one, we would need to see a move back above this trend line, and especially a close above the 22,570. So good areas to watch here, guys, but at the moment this is not really looking good overall in the near term. So similar stories in the Shanghai Composite, and of course this one's experiencing a bit of more heavy selling, and I was talking about this one in my couple of previous videos ago, and I was talking about to watch out for this level, this floor here, this 30-40 mark approximately there, and we can see that we broke it nicely to the downside, and we started taking out these key areas of support. So we took out the 3015, then we took out the 2970, and now we are breaking this 2930. Now the 2930, just to quickly remind you guys, has been the lowest point that we had here in June in 2016. So we're kind of getting towards these levels again. Of course, if you can see this on a bigger picture, you can see that there is some move. Well, there are some good levels here to watch out for. I do apologize, my mistake here, guys. I mean, the level that we're breaking right now is the July's lows. Sorry about this. I mean, the June lows, we are heading towards those. My mistake on this one, guys. So we're currently, it seems that if this is going to stay below these July 2016 lows, then it's opening the path towards these June 2016 lows. So keep a close eye on this, guys. I mean, this could end up being ugly for the index. Certainly, probably at some point we could see a bit of retracement back to the upside. Keep a close eye on these levels right here, the 2970 mark. Good level to watch. Certainly good area of resistance initially, and if that doesn't hold, well, we could end up moving higher here and maybe actually closing this gap again. So if we do get a close of this gap, so probably the rate could go towards the 3015, so the 3015. So keep a close eye on this, guys. At the moment it's looking quite bad, and of course we could end up moving even lower. Let's quickly touch on a few commodities now. So gold is, well, had a red day yesterday, certainly not comparing to the Friday's move, but nevertheless we had a small red day yesterday, and we're now seeing a bit of retracement back to the upside, and now we're testing this key area of resistance at around 1282.5. Certainly let's see if it breaks it or not, because if it does break it to the upside, then, well, the next key area of resistance that we're watching here is the 1290. So very good area of resistance. Slightly above that we do have the well, the long-term upwards moving trend line that I was talking about and in my previous videos, and this trend line has been running since December 2016, and certainly we can see that it proved to be a very good area of support in the past, in the recent past, and now we've broken, of course, on Friday we've broken it to the downside, and if this continues to push higher again, if we start taking out these two levels, then we could end up testing this trend line from underneath. I mean, something to watch out for, guys. But at the moment, of course, this precious metal is looking slightly more to the weaker side, and at the moment all eyes are on this little slightly shorter term upwards moving trend line that has been running since July 2017. So let's see if it breaks it or not. Looking at the US oil, and the US oil had a good reversal yesterday. We managed to well, initially we broke this level that I was talking about here, the 64.10. we broke it to the downside, but then quickly reversed back and moved higher, and certainly you can see that we're now trading here in this little range here between this 64.10 and the 66.70 mark. Certainly let's keep a close eye on it. You probably are aware that there are some well, there's a meeting in the OPEC and the other oil producers meeting coming in on Thursday and Wednesday, so keep a close eye on those days. We could see some more activity coming into this commodity on those days. For now, of course, we're still keeping an eye on these key levels. A break below this, and especially a close below the 64.10 could open the path towards these lower levels here, maybe even the 6190 area, or slightly below that. A test of the 200 EMA could be possible as well, but only if we get a nice close below the 64.10. On the upside, for us to kind of become more bullish on this one, we would need to see a nice move not only above the 66.70 but also above this upwards moving trend line, and this upwards moving trend line has been running since around end of August 2017, so keep a close eye on it. Could be an interesting trade here building up, but of course be careful with the OPEC meeting on Thursday and Friday. Similar stories on the Brent, and of course here we can see a clear downwards moving resistance line, downwards moving trend line here that's keeps holding this this commodity towards the downside. And of course certainly yesterday, of course, we can see that we had this move higher. We tested this 50 EMA here and shown as the red line, and now we are testing back again the 74.50 mark. So at the moment we are still more bearish than bullish on this one, certainly until it breaks this downwards moving resistance line. We're not probably gonna consider higher levels. If we get a nice break here, if we get a nice pop, then keep a close eye on the 77.80 mark. A break above that could send it towards the May highs that we had here at around 80.50. On the downside, certainly we still have the long-term upwards moving trend line to test. So This trend line has been running since around in June 2017. So good area to watch, of course, guys. If we continue dropping, and if we start breaking this 74.50 mark again, and this could open the path towards these lower levels here. We can see that yesterday the commodity tested the 72.5 mark, and of course if we break below the 74.50, then well, this could open the path towards these lows again, and eventually we could end up testing this upwards moving trend line. Let's have a look at a few pairs now, and the euro dollar is, well, had a nice bullish day yesterday. We closed the day in the positive zone, but today we're seeing that initially we got a touch of the 116,500 area, approximately there, and certainly now we're seeing that the bears are taking control, and they are pushing the euro dollar lower. Now we continue to monitor this area, and probably it's going to be this 116,500 is going to be quite important area to watch, because if we get a nice break here above, then well, this could open the path towards this next area, this next key area of resistance at around 117,250. On the downside, of course, we do have the long-term upwards moving trend line that continues to support the pair, but I mean, if we get a break here below and we start breaking a break below that could open the path towards lower levels, but we'll probably evaluate that at the later stage if we see a nice break here below this upwards moving trend line. Let's quickly have a look at GBP USD and 5, which was the lowest, approximately the lowest point here in May. And for us to become more bearish on this one, we would need to see a nice break below this area here, the 132.05, and in order to consider maybe dropping for GBP USD, dropping towards this 130.55 mark. Now a very good level to watch here. You can see that it acted as a good support area here in 2017 in October and November. On the upside for this one, certainly you can see from the chart here that a nice break above this 133.40 mark could open the path towards these higher levels. I mean, so certainly now we can see that the 21 EMA is also coinciding with this level right here. So if we get a nice break above this 133.40, it would also place the pair above this 21 EMA, which could also be seen as a bullish sign for the short term, and we could end up moving higher here towards this 134.70 mark. So keep a close eye on this one. This could play out as an interesting trade, but probably specifically keep a close eye on these levels. Looking at the Aussie dollar quickly, so Aussie dollar continues to sell off, and certainly now we need to start examining these lower levels. We can see that we are almost touching these lows that we had here in June 2017, and that's approximately around the 0.73750. So we're currently trading at around these levels. Certainly if this continues to drop, there's another good area to watch here, which is this 0.73300, approximately there. Very good area to watch as well. Now that was marked by the lows of May 2017. So certainly at the moment, guys, I mean, this is not really looking healthy, I would say. We are continuing to drift lower. The question here is, where is going to be the floor for this one? So let's continue monitoring it. On the upside, if we suddenly see a reversal back to the towards this 0.74150 area, well, I mean, a break above that could send this pair a little bit higher, retracing a little bit higher. Not saying that this is going to be a change of a trend, but at the moment we could see maybe another push, maybe higher here, a little bit of a retracement, and then a move lower again. So certainly for now, guys, keep a close eye on it. Especially keep a close eye on this on these June lows of 2017. So the 0.73750. Looking at the USD JPY, and this is what I was talking about yesterday. Finally, we saw a break here below, also reacting to all the tariffs here, to all the trade wars, and we can see that it broke this upwards moving, this rising channel, this short-term rising channel formation. Now it's heading towards this upwards moving trend line that has been running since around March this year. Of course, very good area of support. It also coincides with this 50 EMA, so good levels to watch here. Keep a close eye on the 109 to 100 mark. Certainly could act as a very good support area because it was marked by these lows that we had here on in June, in the beginning of June. So for now, of course, we're more bearish on this one than bullish, and for us to be kind of more bullish on this one again, we would need to see a reversal back to the upside, and especially a close above this lower bound of the rising channel. And of course, what would really help would be the close above the 110 to 50 mark. Now, this could also place the pair above this 200 EMA. So, very good level to watch here. But for now, of course, it's rolling over, it's moving lower, and next target that we're keeping a close eye on is this upwards moving trend line. So, okay guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. I kind of went over my time a little bit, so I hope you found this useful. If you want to join me later on in my Traders Tea Time at 13:15 GMT time, 14:15 British Summer Time. But for now, thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.